Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another one of our weekly, I want to say weekly, I feel like we do it weekly live streams. Of course, last week, before the transfer deadline shut, we had a lot of live streams. We had a live stream for the window closing, we had a live stream for transfer updates, we had a live stream for about 3 or 4 different things. So I feel like it's been a while, but that's because it's Sunday, the weeks flew by, and it's obviously been quite a quiet week as well because it's international break. It's the worst time of the year. I hate international breaks, even with Scotland playing really well and everything to be kind of cheery about being a Scotland fan. It's still not a club football. You know me, if you've watched this channel long enough, I'm a club football man through and through, and I will cheer on the Scottish boys, don't get me wrong, but I just die for Celtic to come back sooner rather than later. It has been a quiet couple of days. I've obviously not done any videos in a couple of days. That's because there hasn't really been much to talk about. However, there has been trickling news stories over the past couple of days or so, including one with Liel Abada, which is titled in the main bulletin for this stream. So we've got a couple of things to talk about. It's also nice to see so many of you tune in here on your Sunday night. We're at nearly 200 viewers for the opening of the stream, so thank you all. It's nice to see you all in the chat. Some familiar faces, of course. Mark, I've seen Helen in there earlier as well. We've got Cal, as always, who says you've been missed. Oh, thank you. Listen, it's been a tough couple of days to try and just come up here and talk about Celtic when there's... I don't like just putting out something that's needless, but this is my job now, so I do need to come here and make my money. So, it's warm, innit, by the way? What's the weather been like? I mean, I know that's it kind of turn now, especially if you're in Glasgow. I don't know how many people are watching from elsewhere, but if you're in Glasgow, you'll know yourself. Today, the weather's sort of changed. It's been pouring the rain. The thunderstorms are starting and such, but it's still really warm. And that means it's cooking in this loft. So if I'm a puddle by the end of this stream, then you'll know why, because it's melting up here. I'm red in the face, but nice to see you anyway. I'll get talking to you guys, and we'll do the normal kind of Q&A segment for the last 5 or 10 minutes and answer as many of your points, but I suppose we should talk about Liel Abada first and get that out of the way. So I'm going to use my good friend over at Everything Celtic's Twitter account for now, just to bring up a graphic on screen for us. But Liel Abada is injured. That has been confirmed over the past couple of days. He has been sent home early from the Israel national team. So in Everything Celtic's word, credit to them, it says Israel have reportedly sent Liel Abada home after national team boss Alan Hansen. By the way, how similar in a funny way is that to Alan Hansen, by the way? When I see this, I think of Alan Hansen. Anyway, Alan Hansen has confirmed a muscular injury for Liel Abada, and reports that state Liel Abada will now be assessed by Celtic and won't be involved in Hazan's side to face Romania or Belarus. So he is injured. He's been sent home. He will be assessed further by Celtic. There has been further reports since the initial news. Some people reporting that he might be injured for up to a month with this muscular injury. I don't think there's been an exact detailed injury given yet in terms of what muscle and how long it'll be and what the extent of damage is. But I think that most reports seem quite believable in saying we're looking to an injury here that could last up to 1 month. I think that Abada might be out for a month or so. So, not great news. Especially, new contract given to him on the 1st of September. He signed that around transfer deadline day. It was some great news, and it's kind of cursed him. There's a contract curse going around. Stephen Welsh, he signed his new contract later on that day. He was pronounced injured. I was about to say pronounced dead. Pronounced injured for 3 or 4 months. And Liel Abada gets his new contract September 1st, and then by September 9th, which was of course yesterday, it was revealed that Liel Abada is now injured. So hopefully this isn't a recurring trend at Celtic, that new contracts will get injured, but he is going to come back injured. He is going to be out. So some of the reports, as I've mentioned, saying that it could be up to a month. Diagnosed with a muscle tear with no extent on how serious it might be. There's obviously different degrees of how serious it can be, how severe these injuries could be. It could range from anywhere between 1 week, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, depending what muscle has been torn and the severity of said tear. As I said, most reports saying that he will be injured for 1 month, and that means that he would be missing the next couple of games, including that first Champions League game, the game against Feyenoord on a week on Tuesday. Of course, Dundee and Saturday, we can survive without Liel Abada. We've got quality on the wings, and I'm sure that we should still, I don't want to say we should be beaten, and we will beat Dundee at home because we've seen how it happened against St Johnstone at home, but against Dundee, it's not the end of the world. However, it is a massive blow if he does miss that game against Feyenoord the following Tuesday at the Coop, especially because it's away from home. You want your best players fit, you want your best players available, but if he is out for that, that will be a bit of a blow. But that means obviously there's now a chance for some players to step up and step in. Yang, who has been probably choking for a start, he might get a start on that right hand side. We've got Luis Palma as well, who potentially might get a start. It would obviously take some footering about because he's a left-sided winger, but Luis Palma could come in for a start. Marco Tellio, he'll be kind of kicking himself because I don't think he'll be back on time for Saturday through his injury. But if he was back on time, it'd be a massive opportunity for him because that could have been his first start as a Celtic player. But we've not heard much on what game he'll definitely be back for. But that could have been a huge opportunity for the right-sided winger because he could have filled in like for Liel Abada. So as far as we know, Abada is injured. I don't think that we'll get exact. I don't think that we'll get a definite answer until Brendan Rodgers speaks to the media this week. I don't know what day he's scheduled in for this week. They've been kind of changing it all around this season. The pre-match press conferences, we've had one on a Friday, we've had one on a Wednesday, we've had one on a Thursday. So I'm not entirely sure which day is confirmed or scheduled for Brendan Rodgers to speak. But between Wednesday and Friday, Brendan Rodgers will probably speak to the media, and then we'll probably get a definite confirmation on how long Liel Abada is out for and what exactly is wrong with him. So we'll wait for that. Not great just now, and probably going to miss that Feyenoord game next week. So that's the main news that has came out of Celtic over the past couple of days since I've not uploaded. Aside from that, there hasn't been much other news. To be quite honest, if you go and scroll all the sites, all the tabloids, all the fan media sites, there's not really much. Obviously, some Celtic related stories. We're going to talk a little bit about the Masters, the Scottish Masters and the Soccer Sixes, for a little bit of a laugh and such. But aside from Abada picking up an injury, not much at all. And we obviously I'd rather no news than that news, but that's the only news we have for now. Thank you to Ian, by the way, always a legend. Nice to see you tonight, mate. He says, "Evening, Ryan, are you watching the Old Enemy on Tuesday?" I will be. I'll be watching it. I'll be cheering us on, obviously. Hopefully we beat England. Obviously all the discourse over the last couple of days in regard to or the last couple of hours, I should say, in regard to Rangers letting England use their training ground. That's all been a good laugh. But yeah, looking forward to it, Ian, and thank you for the donation. Also, Quid Boy, on that note, I've done the deep dive on Lazio. I've done the deep dive on Atletico Madrid. The last one to do is Feyenoord. That will be up tomorrow. If there's no other news regarding Celtic, then the Feyenoord deep dive will be up tomorrow. So yeah, thank you. Thank you. Right, let's talk about the Soccer Sixes, shall we, or the Scottish Masters, because Celtic picked up a good result in that, and then I'm just going to have a Q&A with you guys, get your questions, your points on Celtic-related things, football-related things, Scotland-related things, and any related things, anything at all. But yeah, Celtic managed to win it, didn't they? They've done it. They managed to go and win it. They beat Rangers. We took it home, and amongst that, there's been a massive conversation about Gary Hooper. I can't believe that. We're having a conversation. And some people taking it far more seriously than others. I put him in my thumbnail because I thought, why not? I wonder if people are actually going to click on to see my opinions. We're not seriously considering Gary Hooper, guys. Come on, let's calm down. Love him to bits. Great. Cult hero at Celtic. One of the best strikers that we've had this side of the millennium. But let's behave ourselves. Because some people are like, yeah, he's not. He's not going to sign for Celtic. Neither we should. We shouldn't, and he won't. Quite simply. But some people are genuinely like, oh, we should go and sign him. Why? You joke because he played well in a six-a-side tournament at Braehead in a carpet. Jesus, behave yourselves. I love Gary Hooper to absolute bits, but have an ounce of intelligence. Like, it's never going to happen. I love him to bits. But yeah, look, listen, I know a lot of people are listened to what Gary Hooper said after the game, and he made that kind of come get me plea to Brendan Rodgers, saying he would like to finish his career at Celtic and such. But I think Gary Hooper himself knows, as the majority of Celtic fans will know, it's a lovely dream, and it's a nice idea, a nice vision, but it's just something that it's not going to happen, and neither it should. I don't even know where Gary Hooper is nowadays. I know he spent a lot of time in Australia. I'm going to actually go and do a quick Google search, because I know he spent some time in Australia recently, but I don't know where his last. He's in the United Arab Emirates just now, right? So he's playing for Gulf United FC, and some people are saying Celtic should go and get him. Oh my life. I'm just going to look at his stats by club to see. I mean, we're talking about 35. He's got to be 36 in January. Absolutely love him to bits. And I know most people are just having a laugh and joining in the wee joke, but I've seen some people seriously like, why not? We'll just do it. We don't even have space in our squad. But yeah, he's been playing. That's right. He was in Cyprus for a bit. I forgot he was playing for Lenny in Cyprus, where he scored a total of 3 goals in 14 games. He was playing in the Indian Super League as well for a while. I remember that. He was playing for Kerala Blasters. The last time that he scored double digits in a season was 2017-18. He scored 11 goals for Sheffield Wednesday. It was a good laugh though. I'm glad that we got to see him pull on a Celtic shirt again, the fake Celtic shirt, but pull on that shirt and have a bit of a laugh yesterday in the Soccer Sixes and obviously win it. It was a good laugh. It was good to see some of the old faces. It was a good wee side, right enough. And ultimately, if Celtic are beating Rangers in any form of football, then I'm more than happy about it. But yeah, he made that come get me plea, didn't he? He said after it, he would like to finish his career here and yada yada. But I think that time passed a long time ago. That's something that genuinely, like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when he was maybe 29, 30-year-old, I would maybe not have just automatically said no to, but it's not even a point in having a conversation. It's more of a laugh than anything, isn't it? But yeah, fair play to him. Fair play, Murray. That he'd rather be in Braehead than Dubai or whatnot. Yeah, Cal completely forgot that he played for Ammonia with the likes of Brandon Barker. So aye. Well done, Gary, for your goals. They were much appreciated last night in that tournament, but I don't think we'll be seeing you back in a Celtic shirt anytime soon. Legend. It's nuts to think about that he played for Celtic 10 years ago now. Like, time has flown. It only feels like yesterday that I was going to Celtic Park with my dad, and the team consisted of Commons, Stokes, Gary Hooper, guys like that kind of era, that team. And how where we are now and how things have changed and developed is pretty insane. It's good seeing the familiar faces out there. Some enjoying retirement a bit more than others. But aye, fantastic laugh and good to beat Rangers anyway. And Kelvin Wilson had a right good laugh with it, didn't he? He was loving life, rolling about the flares wrestling. But aye, that's essentially it. News wise, not much else to talk about. So I'm going to just have a Q&A session for the last 10-15 minutes of this stream and just talk to you guys because I've missed you. I don't like not making videos. On a Saturday, I don't mind taking a wee day off because, you can just kind of watch football and do other things. And but Friday, I hated it. But Friday night, I was lying in my bed and I was like, I can't believe I've not done a video today. It just felt like I missed a part of my life, a part of my day out, and I didn't like it. But we're back and we'll hopefully be back tomorrow. As well. So let's do it. Let's get some questions. What's this? Honest opinions on the third kit now that time has passed. Just got one. Big fan of the colour, but wish the pattern was better. Still a decent shirt in my view. Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't love it either, but I don't hate it. I think it's a decent enough kit. It's one that I'll probably pick up towards the end of the year. How did everybody manage to get their special Hoops anniversary kit? Mine was delivered on Friday. Love it. Not tried it on yet, but it's hanging on my my kit rack. So it was good to get that. So yes, I did get it, Lewis, to answer your question. Have I got faith in O? Yes, I do. Murray says, when you say it's scary about how long ago it was since Hooper was here, but I felt older than a dinosaur when I saw it. It was 7 years ago today that Dembele scored. Yep, 7 years ago today. That was my first ever derby game that day. And the fact that that's been 7 years since is just absolutely nuts. Insane. The way that I put it this morning, Murray, was in 3 years, that'll be 10 years. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Where's the time gone? That was the season I started this channel. Nuts. Popeye's opening Braehead next week. One to watch. Absolutely. I seen that on TikTok last night, actually. Anthony talking about the Scottish Masters saying the cup, it was still more playable than Livy's pitch. You know what, I'll give Livy a bit of credit because Kilmarnock's is worse, I think. So, but you're right, absolutely. Let's see. Try to keep up with some questions. Get your questions in. We'll have a bit of a chat. What about Doris? Big Doris de Vries, yeah? What a guy. Legend. Anniversary top delivered today from Adidas. Royal Mail delivery on a Sunday. Wow. Mine, I seen a few people saying theirs, but mine wasn't delivered by Royal Mail. Mine was delivered by fucking Hermes, or Hermes, whatever they're called. What their new name? What is it? Evra or something like that. Patrice Evra or something like that. Mine came in Friday, but it wasn't Royal Mail. But that's good. Glad you got it, Mark. Nothing worse than a kit not arriving or having a disaster with deliveries and all the rest of it. The best derby, yeah, it was. It'll always be my favourite derby ever for so many reasons. It was my first one. The weather that day was great. We won 5-1. Dembele broke onto the scene, and it was just brilliant. It was fantastic. Yeah, Celtic Park in FIFA finally, or EAFC, I should say. Does that mean FIFA career mode? You can't even say FIFA career mode anymore. EAFC career mode. Ooh. Don't know. Maybe. I don't want to pay for it. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to waste 80 quid on the game, to be honest. But they've put Celtic Park in it. It's enticing me. I'm excited for the Champions League. I am, and the build-up will start on this channel all through later in the week and after Dundee as well. We'll start building towards that Champions League game. But yeah, I'm really excited. When can we expect an update, Kevin? I don't know. I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I just never get round to it. I want to try and figure out how I'd do it, because I don't want to just sit here pulling shirts up like that, and my room's a fucking state. So I don't know how I'd go about it. But I do want to do one. Let's see. What else? Well, actually, no. I never like to neglect the women's team on this. Very good team. Very, very good to support them as well. And unlucky to them, they lost in penalties, didn't they? To Valerenga last night, which was a shame to see. But yeah, good on them. Amazing team. I wanted a new top, but those away days won't pay for themselves. Yeah, I know. Trust me, I've booked two now. That's booked Rome and Madrid, and money. Mark asking a good question to have some conversation around. Who's in charge of training with the amount of injuries? I want to try and have a little bit of it is concerning, the amount of injuries that we've had and are still getting, but some are unfortunate, and in our case most have been unfortunate. For example, Abada's didn't even happen with Celtic. That's happened with Israel, so we can't really put anybody to fault at the club for that. A couple of the injuries that we've had, Telio, for example, he came in injured. Nawrocki got injured in the last kick of the game against Aberdeen, or Kelly, whatever one it was. A lot of them are just really unlucky, you know what I mean? So, the ones, they are annoying, they are frustrating. But do you know what I was thinking to myself the other day? And I'm not going to put it down to this, but I just thought it was quite a funny coincidence. I'm going to have to skip down the chat as well. So if you want to keep getting your questions in that I've not answered, then feel free. What I was thinking the other day, coincidentally, was that, remember everybody always told us, in Ange's third season, people would start to slow down and injuries would happen and blah blah blah. Is this it? Are people just, have they come to the end of their tenure? Has Ange gubbed them? Who knows? Nah, I wouldn't put it down to that. But it is, Mark, it's horrible. I hate it. I hate all these injuries. Will there be any women's games at Parkhead? Not that I know of right now. They've not announced any for Parkhead anytime soon. And if they do, I think it'll be more towards the end of the season again. at that point of the year. But just keep an eye out on Celtic's social medias and they'll announce it. But none right now, I don't think. Will Phillips be fit for this weekend? Once again, Brendan Rodgers will speak to us between... Oh, there's me. That's me. Didn't even realise that was me down there. Hello, that's me. Hi, Aidan. I don't know. We'll hear Brendan speak between Wednesday and Friday, and he'll confirm for us the fitness update on each player. So hopefully he is. I've not got a ticket for Lazio. No, but I've got a ticket for Atletico. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Got a ticket for Atletico sorted for now. Let's see what else. I do think the injuries are just rotten luck, personally. I can't use it as a blueprint, but we had a load of injuries in Ange's first year too. Yeah, remember that first 6 months under Ange. My God, man, we went to St Mirren and we were playing guys like Owen Moffat. No disrespect to Owen Moffat, but that was the level we had to go into the B team and start playing guys like that. So yeah, you know, these things happen, and it's just really unlucky most of the time. So yeah. Let's see. Need a new Celtic pub. Any recommendations? God, I've not been to a Celtic pub in ages. Can I tell you? I don't know. Usually if I'm in town, I'd usually go to Murphy's. That's usually my go-to. But aye. Carmen Katovickers and Nawrowski. Hopefully we get updates on both of them soon as well. Obviously we've not heard since before the Rangers game. So we'll need to wait and see. Did anyone get a Feyenoord ticket? Don't know anyone who got one and was desperate to go, man. Listen, I think we would all have been desperate to go to Feyenoord. It was going to be the toughest one to get tickets for. Their uptake is incredible at the Coop. I think they've got the most season ticket holders per seats in stadium in Europe. I think it's like, of the seats in the stadium, they have like 99.1% being season ticket holders. So it's really difficult. In the away section, obviously, we get about 2,000 seats or something. But yeah, it's all going to be the regulars who have those tickets. So I don't know anybody personally who's got them, but well done to everybody that does have one, because what a trip that'll be. I've got those away days booked as well. See you there? Of course I will, Cal. Hopefully I'll see you. Usually bump into everybody. There's always like a communal like square or park. I remember first time we went to Lazio, Rome back in 2019. I remember all the Celtic fans were ushered to this one area for the buses, and that's basically where everybody was. You bump into everybody, you know what I mean? You end up seeing everybody you've known for school, or where you sit at Parkhead or the pubs or whatever. You bump into everybody on these trips. You really do. What's your first Celtic European game? Mine was against Juventus. James Moffat. Was that Juventus in 2013 by any chance? My first ever one was, and I've got it in a frame. I've got all my important tickets framed. My first one was Celtic versus Villarreal in 2009 in the group stages of the Champions League. That was my first ever European game. It was a spare ticket I actually got that night, and I wasn't meant to be going, but I did go. Sorry, Ryan, I don't want to be hogging the questions here, but did you get any joy getting the free match package for the home games of the Champions League? I'm on the home cup ticket scheme, Murray, so I don't get the packages. It just comes off a game at a time. I've been in a ticket scheme for years. So basically, the first games came off for Feyenoord, and then in a month's time or whatever, the money will come off for the Atletico game, and then the same thing. So I don't get the packages. Let's see. Mackenzie Coyle, my history teacher, knows you. Who's your history teacher? Give me a name. Who is it? And I'll tell you if I know the name. Because I remember every teacher. I know the good ones and the bad ones. Let's see. How many points do I think we'll get in the Champions League? God, don't know yet. Ask me after Dundee. Don't want to say like, I think we can aim for like 6 now, and then Dundee we drop points again or something. That would be disastrous, wouldn't it? Let's see. Am I doing videos on the trips? I'll do like my match previews and maybe attempt to do match reviews, but obviously it's very difficult to get a video done on these away trips, especially Lazio, because Lazio, you're controlled by the police. If I tried to set up a camera outside the ground to do a match reaction, the police are probably going to shoot me down on the spot. I'll become a statistic. So I will try. I'll try and do stuff. I wouldn't be doing like vlogs or nothing like that. No thanks. Give me peace. But aye. Also, did I miss a donation? I did. Ooga booga. You planning any F1 content for TSF1? I think that channel's a bit dead. to be real. I would like to go back to making F1 content, but this year I've had really, I mean, even though I was at one of the races, I was at the Belgian Grand Prix, I still have a horrendous luck this year in catching races, like, because Celtic have been playing, or I've been down in London for the wrestling, or like, I've just had horrendous luck in trying to catch races this year as well, but I have obviously been keeping up with it. I didn't go to the Masters last night, no. Boyd has put on some weight, God, no, I wasn't there. I didn't even know it was on, which is bad, but I didn't until it was done. I was like, oh, was that on? I didn't even watch it, but I didn't know it was on. So that was a bit annoying, actually, because I would have had something to watch if I knew that. Nottingham Forest was your first one. I wonder if my father would have probably been there as well, Mark. But that's a good one. That's a cracking one. Obviously, back in the day, Forest, one of the biggest teams in England. Still are one of the biggest teams in England. Let's see. What else? Let's see. What questions? I went silent. My brain just like paused. Paused for a full minute or so there. Best player I've ever seen at Celtic Park. At Celtic Park, the best, I mean, Lionel Messi. That was easy. If I was not counting Messi, one of the best performances I've seen was Cavani, because that header was unreal. Try to think who else has been up there. There's some great players seen at Celtic Park. You know, I mean, like Xavi. You know, guys like Iniesta, Luka Modric, Toni Kroos. You know, plenty of big names that I've seen at Celtic Park. Let's see. We'll try and get a couple more questions before I have to wrap up. When will the package go on general sale? I have no idea. No idea. I genuinely couldn't fathom your guess. If they are going in general sale, I don't think they'll be. Usually, right, what I'll tell you, Gary, is I don't think the packages will be on general sale. It'll be match tickets. So the final tickets will come out, or sorry, the first game, I don't think they'll sell them as a package general sale. I think I'm right in saying that. I might not be, so don't quote me. I don't work at the ticket office, so yeah. Yes, of course I'm. Max Verstappen, yes. Cannot wait. Nearly there. What a season. Thoughts and Barnes for Scotland. Hope he comes up. Hope he does it. See, a lot of people getting all, well, because we're good now. I don't care. He's a cracking player. We make our side better. Makes us more serious when we go to tournaments. So I don't care. Get him in. I'd rather him than some of the other shite we've got. It's the way I look at it personally. Let's see. Do I think Bernabe should or will start the weekend? I don't. Maybe he should, but I don't think he will. I think Greg Taylor will keep his place for now. He's got. I think it's too soon for. I don't think Rodgers is the type of manager to bin somebody like Taylor, who we know is good, just because he hasn't started the season well. So we'll wait and see. Right, I'm going to wrap it up there for tonight, ladies and gents, because I'm bloody roasting. So I will finish it up. Thank you all very much. It's been a pleasure. We'll be back in the channel as always tomorrow. We'll have another live stream. We'll have another podcast through the week as well to keep up with anything that is happening. So yeah, thank you. I do appreciate you all coming out on this Sunday night. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday. God bless. Take care. Hail, hail. See you next